on, ready now.
Maverick.
Rolling now. 3, there's 3.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Virtual Beach Blast 2020. Chris Striker Curtis. And there they are, the 4 vampires coming over the top now. Overhead and into the pole, coming back down on the down line, looking good. About 300 knots. This is your 2020 vintage vampire display team. Scooping it up on the bottom there. Left turn out, looking good, guys. As the reposition now. Pilots transitioning, there it is, to echelon. That's right, echelon formation. Looking good there with smoke on as they make their way around. Leading the formation is Robbie Hope de Virgilio, at the age of 17, is a student pilot from Central New Jersey. He's a recipient of the EAA Ray Foundation Scholarship. His free time Hope is an award-winning RC pilot and also likes to fly in DCS. His future goal is to become an air show pilot as they bring it around here to show center. Tight formation. The echelon bottom-up pass, vampire style, here at Virtual Beach Blast. Now watch this as they continue to smoke off, but they're going to transition back to diamond formation here momentarily. 2, 4.
Arcing up, arcing right on power set. Coming right.
Pole, now right turn for the reposition. Flying on the right wing is Fireblaze from the UK. Fireblaze he's an enthusiast pilot who enjoys flying on Aerobatics Online, as you can see right now. And right here on the Aerobatic Live. We also see him later today flying the Aero Vector display. He's a reserve pilot with them. Actively flies also for the Harrier display team. Very busy there. This Fireblaze looking good on that right wing. Smoke is on as they are repositioning.
Rolling out. On the pole.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, they get to the pitch now. This is the diamond roll. A lot of sky for the big roll as they get that precision there. Good spacing. Great all around. Exiting the roll, the pilots, well, they're going to enter that right diamond 360. The transition from a far left roll into a right turn is especially difficult there. Pulled it off nicely. Staying in close formation. Lead pilots, not leading him astray there. Remember, any little movement he makes, that's going to spell a lot of formation changes and control input changes for the rest of the guys there. And they're coming along nicely for the diamond 360. Right to show center. Nice and low, looking good. You know it's low when you can see the tips of those boats right there. As they continue on now, left turn, exiting out. On the left wing is Kirby. This is his first time flying formation at a live event. Is taking on left wing for the 2. Well, he's very new to it, but he's looking very seasoned. Age 17, Kirby is a student pilot. In his free time, he leads the Aero Vector Jet team. He'll be performing later today as well. And of course, he's been active in the virtual air show realm. So you probably heard his name before there. As they've now transitioned to trail formation. The aircraft you see flying today is the de Havilland, of course, Vampire T-11. This is a single-engine British jet fighter manufactured in the early 1940s during the Second World War. The Vampire, as mentioned, it's a twin-boom aircraft, and the pilot sits next to each other rather than behind it in front in traditional fighter jet. As they go into the vertical now for the trail to diamond loop. Now watch as the sequence followed by a clover loop and vertical break. There's the transition. As waits the call for the break, go, any second. Down, back up. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vampires in the vertical break.
Stand by the break, go. Smoke cocktail.
As you can see, the Vampire is a relatively small aircraft with a wingspan of 12 meters, 9 meters, and has a maximum speed of 470 knots. The single-seat Vampire is able to hold 600 rounds, 8 rockets, 2 bombs. Of course, today we're flying the Vampire T-11. That's the twin-seater. They're used for training. They make their way outbound. Vampire, again, it's the first single-engine jet fighter in the world. That takes it back. And it's a good precedence right here. It's built from wood and fabric, ladies and gentlemen. And then led to the production of DH-111 Venom. RAF replaced the Vampire with the Gnats in 1966, of course, which we famously recall for the Red Arrows. They flew that until 1979. A lot of history with this aircraft. Cause you had a bad day, you take it one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie, you work and smile. All right, here we go, folks. Hope and Fireblaze perform a Calypso, but as you can see a little bit more in the background as Kirby and Patty rolling right around them. Right here, coming to show center. There's the rollout into inverted for the Calypso with a little twist. You'll notice that it's the fuel pump technology of the modern day jet fighters. Hope he's got to roll out to ensure his engines are not starved to fuel. And that's why it didn't last as long as we wanted. As the pilots rejoin a diamond formation, they're preparing now for their next maneuver. The frontline jets we have here today, well, they've got to have fuel pumps as well. Imagine what this thing's got to have. It goes back a little bit further than we were used to as far as modern technology. All right, the pilots have transitioned now, trail, as they're flying directly behind each other. Going right in front of you, there's a show center marker. As they start their opposing sequence of the demonstration here any second. View of the dock here in Virtual Beach Blast. There's the split. That marker behind us is the show center, but behind show center marker. It's good. These markers, of course, very important for the pilots to basically as a reference when they're flying. And they use those references very, very carefully as they're flying very fast, and they're going to need them. And again, a lot of call-outs internally that we're not hearing, but it's all part of the show, as they say. Split is confirmed, show left, and now it's show right. As watch closely. All four aircraft approaching at a speed of, get this, 500 knots. They're going to go pitch up momentarily, enter that half Cuban. There it is. Pole coming more and more back into it. Pressing back to 3 Gs into the vertical there. The closure rate wasn't fast enough for this old bird. They're gonna crank it up a little bit more. So as they come over the top now, they're gonna roll out on the down line. Get this now, speeding up to over 600 knots closure rates. Not bad for the Vampire. They'll pass for a second time, but this time Hope and Kirby must coordinate carefully. A smoke with them to avoid hitting each other as they just did there. Very good. Keeping it down fast and low and right in front of you. Hold on to your hat here for the Vampire Devil. Now, the Vampire has been operated by over 32 nations around the world. Every country has deployed aircraft in combat during conflicts, including the Suez Crisis, the Malayan Emergency, and the Rhodey, many others. By the end of production, almost 3,300 Vampires had been manufactured. Only around 10 remain in operation to this day for civilian operations. And in 1946, the aircraft cost 29,000 pounds, which is equivalent to 1.2 million British pounds today. That's a difference. That just tells you also how old this aircraft is. As they make their way back into the rejoin. There it is, the diamond formation. Very smooth demonstration so far. Until they've practiced this one out, and yeah, it's looking great, guys. As they make their way for their finale display, the pilots are pulling to a tight diamond loop. This is followed by a cross break for the vintage Vampire display team.
Drop it back. Easing the...
Two dropping.
And yeah, all the way. Stem of the brake. 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 Go.
Now unrolling.
And there you have it, folks. Left wing taking it down to the deck there. Looks like he's okay. As the vintage Vampire display team wraps it up here for Virtual Beach Blast 2020. We'd like to thank everybody that came out and watched them. Look at that demo, folks. Let them know in chat how they did. This is Chris Striker. Curtis, we'll see you in a second here in the transition.